Get ready, get set, because it's time to go with the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. With your host with the most, the man voted most likely to smoke out with a Yeti, Mr. Brian Brown. Mr. Brian Brown. Now sit back and relax, because it's time to go live across the world. Because it's 420 Somewhere.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? It's 420 Somewhere. That's right. I'm your host with the most, apparently, Brian Brown. That's right, guys. And you have just joined on to the hottest thing going in the world today. That's right. It's 420 Somewhere podcast. And happy October, everyone. We're getting spooky. We're getting all creepy over here. People said I've been creepy for years, but we are tackling on Paranormal Tuesday, guys. We are going to dive deep into the history and rumor and innuendo, easy for me to say, innuendo of the Ouija board. That's right, guys. How crazy is that? Oh, wait till we go deep. Did you guys know there's one demon, one main one that's associated with the Ouija board? We're going to get deep into it, guys, and it's going to get creepy. Woo! So buckle up, guys, because it's going to be a fun ride. Hey, 10,000 subscribers. That's right. All you guys who have subscribed, you guys are awesome. And if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, please, and you'll be even awesomer, because we're going to hit 1 million one day, guys. I'm pushing it. We're going to hit 20,000 in no time, and then it's off to the races. That's right, guys. And what am I doing to encourage you to keep hitting that subscribe button, keep coming back, keep entertaining, keep being entertained? What am I going to do? We are throwing down. That's right, guys. All of October, we're going to be doing Monday through Friday the spooky giveaways. Woo! 10,000 subscriber, guys. So I go live every morning at 7:10. That's right. And I'm going to ask you a question of the day. We're going to unbox some awesome Funko Pops, and we're going to be giving them away at the end of October. But before that, I'm going to ask you a question of the day. Today's was, what's your favorite scary movie for Halloween? You can do as many answers as you want. Blow up those comments, and we're going to pick one winner every day, guys. And you're going to get a Daily Dank trick-or-treat bag with a shirt. Not this shirt, but a custom shirt, guys. That's right. You're going to get a shirt. You're going to get swag. You're going to get a meh. You're going to get all sorts of stuff, guys. And you're going to be taken care of. We're going to be doing this Monday through Friday, all through October, guys. And we're going to be doing some crazy stuff on the weekends, so don't think we forgot about you on the weekends. 31 days of giveaways for the spooky holidays. That's right, guys. Oh, man. The top 5 at 420. Whatever it is, guys, we got a good one. These are top scare. Oh, this is top child abuse, if we're being honest. So who hasn't loved to scare their children? I think everyone does at a certain point. So these are men and women who put on masks, put on things, and there's a lot of kids in here. There's some adults who get scared too, but these are maybe kids scaring their adult parents too. Maybe a whole full circle. It's a circle of life, guys. Oh, Lord, my kids are going to kill me. All right, guys, so we're going to jump into the top 5 at 420. That's right. Oh, it's a good one too, guys. All right, let's get into this. Here we go. Boom goes the dynamite. That's right. Top 5 at 420, brought to you by the Healing Center. 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California. Save some green on some green. Here we go. Number 5, guys. Just some kids going for a little skateboarding action. What could go wrong? What could possibly... Oh, oh, I love it. That's something I totally would have done. All right, we got the bear. We got the spirit. Oh, see ya. Oh, she's gone. She was gone. All right, now this is a full circle. Oh, and they got the grandkid involved too. Oh, number 2, guys. Oh. Oh, damn, nice. Nice. There's always one kid that just falls and plays possum. Oh, man. Number 1. Here we go. Just a nice day at work. What could happen? She's a nurse. If you guys have seen Rob Zombie's Halloween, oh my God, you will know exactly what that was. Oh, we got a bonus round for you guys. Oh, these are spirit Halloween scares. Oh, another. Oh, and one more. Not a go. Oh, one last one, guys. Oh, I love that he was playing air guitar. I love that so much. He was literally playing air guitar when he was going to bed. Oh, that Michael Myers one. How classic was that? Oh, my God. Oh, man, that was really, really good. If you guys have seen the Rob Zombie Halloween remake, he does, Michael Myers is in a hospital like that, and he comes by and he kills the nurse. So her reaction was classic and priceless. Oh, man. Oh, how about that, guys? Hey, make sure you're hitting that like, subscribe, and share button, guys. Oh, way we keep the channel going is those likes and subscribes and those views. Make sure you're telling all your friends, guys. We count down to 420 Monday through Friday. We got, Movie Monday, which, hey, if you haven't checked it out, we did we sat down with Douglas Tate, Michael Myers, and he gave us an awesome story. We reviewed Halloween Kills. Oh, you guys need to check that one out. It's a good one. All right, guys, we're going to get into Paranormal Tuesday. And what do we got? We got a Ouija board, guys. Oh, man, the history. There's so much to these. And, it's funny. We'll get into it. It's really wasn't taboo until the last, 50 years. Really, really crazy. And all sorts of authors, songwriters, band members have claimed to use the Ouija board for some of their greatest hits. But that doesn't really matter because it's 420! Woo! Holy smokes, guys. How was everybody's 420? Let me know what you were getting into. I want to know the strain. Who had that banana kush? Who had those diamonds? Who had some THCA just sprinkling it all everywhere? Who was getting high? That's right, guys. Hey, if you haven't seen it yet, 420, what the heck's going on? We dropped those wild weekend drops, guys. That's right. Head over to the dailydank.com and check that out. We'll be dropping the hype video here on YouTube very soon, but check that out. $50 ounce, guys. 2 different ones to choose from, different brands, different strains. Oh, man. It is fire, fire, fire. All right, guys. Let me know what everyone was getting into. And we're going to ask the question of the day, if we haven't asked it already. What is your favorite scary movie for Halloween? You can answer many times as you want, multiple answers, it doesn't matter. Let me know, and you're going to get entered to win, guys. That's right, just that easy. We're giving away, the Daily Dank trick-or-treat bags, guys. And then at the end of everything, we're going to pick one lucky winner who's going to get all the Funko Pops that we're unboxing and doing all that. So be on the lookout for that, guys. All right, so we're going to get into this, guys, on Paranormal Tuesday. All right. We got the history of the Ouija board. Oh, man, and it gets deep and it gets crazy, guys. That's right. All right, so we're going to get into this thing. Let's see what we got here. All right, get into this thing right now, guys.
Fun stories about messing around with the Ouija board, whether it was that one night in college, a Halloween party, or that time we actually summoned a demon who spoke Latin and threatened to set us on fire. It's one of those board games that's fun no matter what you think of, and it doesn't matter if you can speak to the dead or if you just think it's a great opportunity.
Everyone loves a Ouija.
What we're going to do actually, it's going to be a Ouija board.
Oh my god, are you serious?
At one time, everyone was interested in Ouija.
You don't know. Heartbreaking popularity. The Victorian era was a strange time, and one of the movements sweeping across Europe and America was spiritualism. It was basically the idea the living could communicate with those who had passed via seances, and things like tapping out messages
spiritualism
on the wall.
was huge
the idea
back
picked
then,
up
and
steam
Ouija
in
board had a
America
lot to
during the
do with
Civil
it.
War, when the overwhelming majority of families were touched by the war in some way and wanted to know what happened to their loved ones. When you're looking for those kinds of answers, you're willing to look anywhere. In the late 1880s and early 1890s, newspapers began reporting some spiritualists were using a talking board in their seances. But it wasn't until entrepreneur Charles Kennard got wind of the story that magic really happened. He gathered investors who were as psyched as he was at the prospect of having this massive market of mourners to exploit, and they started the Kennard Novelty Company to become the exclusive manufacturer of the talking boards. The Ouija board gave the promise of answers, and even if it didn't actually give those answers, hope was enough to make it popular. Sales of the board continued to rise in the years following the Civil War, with sales surging during various war times. Parker Brothers bought the Ouija board in 1966 at the height of the Vietnam War. The next year, 1967, 2 million Ouija boards were sold, outselling Monopoly.
All right. Blown up over here. All right, guys. So the Ouija board, it was created to kind of exploit people's need to kind of communicate with the dead during wartime. I mean, Civil War, people lost a lot of people, man. And I could see how, any hope, any kind of answers. That's why people get drawn into psychics, drawn into that kind of stuff, is because of that reason. You want answers. And, it's hard to accept if no one has that. Believe me, I've dealt with the city of needles. I know what it's like not to get any answers. I'd rather talk to a Ouija board and talk to some of them down there. But on the flip side of that, guys, is totally could see how, people and this company kind of exploiting these people. That wasn't very cool at all. But, so that's the history. That's how Ouija board got started. And, it didn't take long before someone, chose to manipulate it and take advantage of it. All right, here we go.
What's in a name? The popular story is that the Ouija board was named from the words for yes in French and German, oui and ja. But historian Robert Murch says that's absolutely not true. According to an article published in 1919 regarding the Ouija board, Charles Kennard, Elijah Bond, and Bond's sister-in-law Helen Peters were trying to figure out what to call their official talking board, so they decided to ask the board itself. It replied Ouija, and when they inquired as to what the heck it meant, it replied good luck. That's exactly the sort of thing a demon might do to lure you into a false sense of security, but there's still more to the story. At the time, Peters was wearing a locket with a picture of a woman with the name Ouija written inside. She claimed she hadn't been thinking of it when the board started spelling, but there's a footnote. Murch thinks the woman in the locket was Maria Louise Ramée, a 19th century writer. They probably just misread her pen name, which was actually OUIJA. Is the Ouija board a misspelled tribute? Probably. It was a nice thought, at least.
Interesting.
Helen Peters, the medium with the locket, had her family destroyed by the board she helped name. Peters went from being an original investor in working on the patent application to completely condemning the Ouija board as something evil, an opinion later shared by a few.
But actually it is communicating with demonic spirits. It is a dangerous thing, and I strongly urge people not to get involved in it.
It started when her family found some of their Civil War memorabilia was missing and decided to ask the board what happened to it. As you can guess, it didn't end well. The board identified one family member as the thief, and while some believed the board, Peters didn't. The feud tore the family apart. Peters condemned the board as a liar and warned others not to use it.
I think you're evil! Evil!
Patience worked. In 1913, Pearl Curran was mucking about with her Ouija board when she contacted a spirit she named as Patience.
Those homemade ones scare me.
She said was a 17th century poet who not only spoke to her, but wrote through her. It was a seriously incredible feat, too. Between 1913 and 1917, Curran, who had a limited education, wrote around 4 million words, including 7 books and a ton of poems.
Yeah, a lot of artists and authors claim the same thing.
She worked on them all simultaneously, with the Ouija board jumping between works without missing a word. Curran and Patience toured the country, sitting with the board and turning out original works. Curran claimed Patience was an English woman who had come to the future United States in the late 1600s, and she had been killed in a conflict with natives. At the time, people believed it. The writing was factual. It touched on history from almost all eras and disciplines from botany and historical cuisines to anthropology. Skeptics were charmed, scholars were shocked at the quality of the work, and it still hasn't been entirely explained just how all those stories...
That might be one to do a podcast on.
Was it Curran's subconscious? Was she a savant? Or was Patience real?
Boo?
All right, so now my issue, I had heard that a lot of famous artists claim that some of their works are inspired or directly from a Ouija board and talking to the other world. Now, the problem I have with that is, as an artist myself, I don't want to give anyone credit for my work. It's mine. I created it. So to have an artist say that this is what happened, I don't know, maybe a little spice on the project, but I mean, man, some of these people are just straight up honest about it. So that there's something more to it than just the normal stuff. But man, how crazy is that? Couldn't even imagine having to go to the Ouija board and I'm like, okay, so I got a guy and a dog in a bar and they're having a conversation and I need a punchline. What do you got for me, Johnny? And Johnny Carson comes through and he's like, the dog farts. And oh! Thank you, Johnny. But every time you need a punchline, you got to go to the ghost of Johnny Carson. Come on. All right, guys, we'll jump into this next one.
One of the weirder Ouija stories begins with Nancy Bowen, a Native American healer who had lost her husband, and Lila Jimerson, Bowen's friend. Jimerson was working as a model for French sculptor Henri Marchand when his wife Clotilde was murdered with a hammer. Police arrested Jimerson after a witness put her at the crime scene, and she implicated Bowen in the whole messy affair. Both women confessed and revealed that the Ouija board played a part in the bizarre murder. Jimerson and Bowen had held a seance,
That's crazy.
presumably to contact Bowen's dead husband, who had a bizarre revelation in store for them. Clotilde was actually a witch, and she'd killed him.
Wait, is that what it's saying? That he was murdered?
In truth, Jimerson just wanted Clotilde out of the way so she could have Marchand to herself. What followed was an insane trial that involved exhuming Bowen's husband and lurid testimony from Marchand detailing his many, many affairs. Ultimately, Bowen pled guilty and got time served, while Jimerson was acquitted. The original dating game. It wasn't until 1973's The Exorcist that people started making a major connection between the Ouija board and the devil. Reagan uses one to make contact with the demon that goes on to possess her, and the world never looked back.
And that's when actually the Ouija board came taboo, is when The Exorcist came out.
The Ouija board had a completely different vibe. It was featured in television shows as a vehicle for humor and embarrassment rather than possession. Go back even further, and in between the wars that made the Ouija board popular, it was actually marketed as a family game particularly suited to couples. It was a brilliant excuse to sit next to each other, touch hands, maybe touch knees, and hopefully not summon the devil. It was such a popular way to send a romantic sort of message, men often bought one for their ladies. Ouija and chill? What's really going on?
Ouija and chill.
Cool physiological phenomenon at work with Ouija boards, moving the planchette and spelling out all kinds of weird stuff. It's called the ideomotor effect, and it's basically caused by our body's own tiny, imperceptible movements. They're so imperceptible that we don't know we're making them, and even when it's pointed out to us, we still tend not to believe we're causing it. According to the BBC, it's the same principle that makes things like dowsing rods work, and it's not just as simple and straightforward as having a case of the twitchies. It brings up an important question about our own consciousness. Psychologist Daniel Wegner suggested the phenomenon was proof that assigning ownership to an action is nothing but an illusion, and it's entirely possible to convince the human mind of pretty much anything as far as causality is concerned. That's pretty...
I definitely can see that, guys. You know, a lot of times, man, it's seeing is believing, like they say. If you see something, even if subconsciously you're moving that thing and you don't realize it, you know, it's a catchy thing, man. We want to see what we want to see. If we want to talk to a ghost, guess what? We're going to talk to a ghost, whether it's there or not. Human mind is a crazy thing. That's right, guys. So we're not done. We're not done with the Ouija board by far, guys. That's right. We're going to get into one of the things that I found very, very interesting about that. So, the first time anyone's used the Ouija board, they claim that it opened a dimension, and that and a lot of people claim that it's one demon that's over the Ouija board. Maybe there's other that come through, but all sorts of crazy stuff. And now, the demon in particular... The word on the street, guys, is the more you say his name, the more he'll come through, or whatever that is. So I'm only going to say it once, and then we'll give him a little nickname, and we'll just refer to him like that, and we'll be done. Because I ain't inviting no fucking demon into my house, in my life. I don't need that. I got enough chaos as it is. I don't need no demon messing with me. All right, guys. So when they open this portal from the Ouija board, supposedly... a demon named Zuzu. And I'm saying it that we're going to call him Mr. Z from now on. All right, Mr. Z had come out. So now the story is a man named Darren Evans. He wrote a book about his horrifying experiences and with the Ouija board and the demon named Mr. Z in 2009. And then as soon as he did that, hundreds of people came out and said the same thing had happened to them. Mr. Z Evans' claim had come to him multiple times in various states. The demons sometimes pretend to be a different spirit, lied, or tried to convince Evans that it was somebody else. Eventually, though, the Mr. Z demon couldn't help but make his truly malevolent self known. As it turns out, tales of Mr. Z go back at least 200 years. How crazy is that? And, of course, I lost it. All right, guys. So there's a lot of different rumor and innuendo out there about Mr. Z. One is that he's the only one that comes through. He comes through different images, different voices, different. He pretends to be different things, but he always ends up coming back. And now, again, word on the street, and if you do any kind of digging or work or looking into this stuff, Mr. Z's name is supposedly written on the hellhounds, the three-headed dog that protects hell. There's word on the street, again, is he claims to be more powerful than Satan himself, guys. This is someone you don't want to mess with if you believe in that kind of thing. Mr. Z doesn't mess around. He's been known to threaten women when with pregnancy, killing their babies, all sorts of crazy stories about this, guys. And of course, my internet went out. I had a whole big thing all planned out here, but we lost it. So there's a lot of stories. One story in particular off of YouTube is a girl. Okay, so you know what? Let's break this down too, guys. There's certain rules that you should follow if you're gonna cross the line and play with a Ouija board. Number one is you never do it alone. You never do it alone. That just opens up a lot more chaos and trouble than you need. Number two is however many people you do there, no secrets. Everything needs to be out in the open. Whatever you ask the board, you need to have everyone be honest. And because secrets can lead to a lot of different stuff, man. Demons have a way, if you believe in that kind of thing, have a way of twisting and manipulating and trying to get in. And watch what you're doing. One of the other rules is you always go left to right. You never go right to left when you're moving the thing, because they claim that if you move right to left, it's actually opening dimensions. Mr. Z, if you go to spell his name out, will start on the right and then move to the left, because rumor has it that he's trying to open a portal by doing that every time you do it so he can manifest it entirely. And then, of course, you always want to do the goodbye. You never want to leave it hanging. That's the main thing. You always want to close that door. You never want to leave that door open, guys, because things could happen. And then the last thing is you never want to mock it. You never want to crack jokes and be the jerk, because, I mean, you don't know what you're dealing with on that other side. If it is the one guy pretending to be a bunch of different things, think about how powerful that must be. So be careful if you're going to do this, guys. Man, a whole bunch of craziness can ensue, but be very, very careful, guys. All right, so one of the stories about Mr. Z is that a girl decided that she was going to do this herself. She asked some questions. It manifests as a child, and they were talking. Well, then Mr. Z made an appearance. And he claimed that she was pregnant and that he would be mine, is what Mr. Z said. Freaked the woman out completely. She burned the board, put her away, did whatever she did with it. Well, 2 weeks later, guess what? She was pregnant with a boy. She ended up having a miscarriage later on, but she always wondered. That probably wasn't a coincidence. I've never personally had a Ouija board experience. I haven't really messed with them too much. What about you guys? Let me know in the comments. What was your craziest Ouija board experience? Hey, if you have a good one, I'll bring you on the podcast. Let's talk about it. We got all of October and beyond, so let's get into this, guys. Let me know if you have a great Ouija board story, guys. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up with Paranormal Tuesday, guys. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed the Ouija and the history of it, guys. Got to watch out for Mr. Z. We don't want to mess around. All right, guys. So DailyDank.com. Hit that up. Look for us at 7:10 and at 4:10, 4:08, 4:10, whatever time we go live here, 4:10. Every day, guys, Monday through Friday, we're going to be giving away the house. That's right. 31 days of spooky giveaways for the spooky holidays. That's right, guys. We're going to be doing that. Make sure you're hitting that like, subscribe, share button, and answer the question. We're going to be announcing it tomorrow, guys, on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Who's going to win the first trick-or-treat bag of the year, guys? Oh, it's going to be good. So answer that question. What is your favorite Halloween scary movie? Answer as many times as you want, as many answers as you want. Just blow it up, guys. All right, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I got some stuff to do, and we are going to, actually, I'm interviewing some really cool people this afternoon for the podcast, so look out for that later on, guys. Look out for that later on. And look out for those wild weekly drops, guys. These are good all week. $50 ounce over at THC, 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California. That's right, guys. Save some green on some green. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much. And we will see you tomorrow, 7:10, guys. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And then tomorrow on the podcast, 4:10. All right, guys, appreciate it. We will see you.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com. Check out our merchandise and amazing content. And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.